A cursed ad. Hello, I'm Detective Addison with the unit of the unexplainable. Me and my unit were called in to investigate an occurrence of strange happiness around this one particular village. More specifically, it's that everyone who lives in this particular house always seems to die the same way. I was taking a look over through the rooms, trying to find anything odd or strange the police may have missed, and I ended up finding this poorly scribbled letter just wedged under a desk. The letter read, start of letter, hello, my name is not important. I've been working hard to find the energy to write this letter and hope it finds its way to you. If you found this, you have either moved in or you are in some kind of law enforcement. Please believe me when I explain everything that happened. Here's how it all went down. It just had been such a long day at work, a 15-hour shift that felt like 24. I was so tired. All I wanted to do was watch my TV and fall asleep to the background noises, and so that's what I did. I flopped all my weight onto the sofa beneath me and grabbed at the remote, pressed on one of the buttons, and closed my eyes. I woke up at sometime around 2 a.m. The TV was glitchy and repeating the same part of a food delivery ad over and over. Did someone say just eat? Did someone just eat? Did someone just eat? It was relentless, and the remote wasn't working at all. I froze in place. Something felt off all of a sudden. I looked down my hallway to a door by my bedroom. The door was never there before. I had never seen the door in my 5 years of living here, and it was wide open. My eyes darted around my apartment, barely lit by the dim light emptying from the epoxy orange ads still were playing on the TV. My eyes locked on a particular dark corner in my kitchen, and I could see from the living room because the only thing separating the two was a kitchen island. The dark corner seemed to almost sway, and suddenly an arm stuck out, then another, held straight into the air. It waved with both hands. What the fuck? It waved. I darted for my bedroom and slammed the door shut, trying everything to ignore the sound of the padding hands and feet on wooden floors closing behind me. My tired legs carried me to my closet, and I curled into a ball behind the hanged coats in the corner. It felt like it had been hours until I heard the creature rattling my bedroom door handle. Fuck, I forgot to lock it. It slowly swang open, and I heard slow and careful creaks approach the closet door. This time the closet door were violently ripped open, and I heard a high-pitched breathing, like that was its way of communicating. After a few seconds, the door closed again, and I relaxed after another few minutes of being silent in the closet. Until I heard a shift on the other side of the closet. My body tensed up instantly, and my breathing halted in my throat. I didn't even hear it enter, not a sound. This thing could move so silently that it feels like the times it made noise was just to scare me. The shifting got closer. It came to a complete stop again, and in a matter of seconds, the coats covering me were ripped away to reveal a pair of glowing red eyes. just inches away from my face, staring at me. This creature had the weirdest smile painted on its face. It looked painful and strange. Its teeth were jagged and sharp. Even in the dark, I could see that they had a yellow tint to them. It said in the lowest voice I've ever heard, "Did someone just eat?" And then it just stared, like it was waiting for a reply. It took all of my mental strength to say, "What do you want?" Its smile dropped instantly into a frown and was obviously displeased with my reply. It simply stood up and walked out of the closet. I thought it would leave until I heard a stray voice yell from my hallway, "Terry, stop playing with your food and bring him to me, will ya, bud?" Food? Food? This whole time I was just being toyed with. My fate had been sealed long before I woke up. I was terrified. The thing reached back into the closet, grabbed my ankle, and started dragging me out. Despite its bone-like structure and the clear sign of malnutrition, it had an inhuman amount of strength. My ankle snapped from his grip. It wasn't even fazed by my gruesome scream or pleading for it to let me go. It only stopped when it arrived to the feet of the guy who spoke earlier. He was an old-looking dude who, well, looked after a big contract of his skeleton-like friend. He wore black, thin-framed glasses and held a book to his side. The main thing I noticed, though, was the long black trench coat he wore, which had a purposely obvious knife handle sticking out from his pocket. "Fast or slow?" he muttered. I was confused at the question, mainly due to the lack of context behind it. I replied back with some confused noises because I simply couldn't bring myself to utter a word. "Ugh. Do I have to elaborate? Do you want to die fast or slow?" His side eye to humane creature because he had started to sniff me and poke at my mouth. "Trevor, side," he hissed, and it obligated, scuttling to heel by the man's side like an obedient dog. "I'm sorry," I managed to force out of my throat, no doubt failing to hide any hint of fear. "I'm not going to repeat myself. You heard me. You aren't getting out of here alive, so you can either die slowly and painful while I harvest your organs, or I can shoot you in the head and get it done quickly, no pain. Good boy, Trevor." The man opened his trench coat, revealing multiple Ziploc bags filling with teeth lining and the inside. I almost gagged at his reverses one and threw it in the floor. Trevor, the thing, grabbed it off the floor and rammed it into his mouth. I could hear the crunches of the tooth. It made me sick. The man huffled at me, clearly losing patience, and it made me panic. I scrambled to my knees and blurted, "Fast, please, just shoot me and get it over with." Tears piddling at my eyes as the man reached inside of his pocket of his coat and pulled out the gun. I closed my eyes and was just relieved that I wouldn't have to feel any pain from this. The man, in a rushed tone, "Trevor, just eat it," before he pulled the trigger. Since then, I have been trapped inside the house as a spirit, forced to stare at the door. The new renters still haven't seemed to notice. It's always open. Sometimes I think I can see a pair of red, glowing eyes staring back. I've been working towards forcing my energy in order to manipulate things in your realm. End of the letter. Ever since reading that letter, I've been unable to sleep. Obviously, it's hard to convince the others in my unit this is the real deal. The reason we are a unit in the first place, our detective told me. He think about investigating it further, but his tone didn't make me hopeful. I'll do my best to keep you updated. Detective Anderson, out.